Well, I just had my second fall of the adventure. There's my pack. Got my left foot caught in a branch that was laying across the end of a branch that was laying partially across the trail. And I took it down hard on rocks. And my left, the palm of my thumb hurts like hell. I don't think I broke anything. My wrist, my palm, it hurts. Anyway, just thought I'd document it. It's, ouch, ow, part of the adventure. A real sucky part. But my pants are all wet and dirty. I couldn't get up. Had to take my pack off while I was laying there on face down. I could roll over, and then I had to figure out how to get the pack off before I could get up. Franz is way ahead. Another guy's way ahead. Who knows if there's anybody behind me. But that's number 2. I'm sure there's going to be more. I'll keep you posted to see how, ouch. Ow, 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 ow. The wrist and the thumb really hurt. But I can move it, so nothing's broken. It'll just be, oh, my elbow too. Oh, everything hurts. Everything's connected. Okay, well, that's enough for now. I'll catch up with you later. Hello, everybody. Well, this is going to be kind of a update, not really an update, but a little more of the story about when I hurt my arm, when I fell and hurt my arm up on the trail. What I didn't tell you in the previous video was what happened after I got up and I was had to go someplace. So I had about 3 miles to get to the shelter area where Franz was. And so I started down the trail. And I got about 2.5 miles and came to an intersection of another trail that went down to a parking area. Well, that parking area, it was 4:30 or so in the afternoon, almost 5 o'clock. The parking area, I had no idea if anybody was parked down there, what the trail was like, how steep, I didn't know anything about it. And if I didn't go down and see Franz, he wouldn't know where I was. So I decided to continue on. My arm, I knew I couldn't pitch a tent, but, Franz and other guys down there at the shelter could help. Or I could just stay in the shelter. Anyway, I got down, went about another 3/4 of a mile, and met this lady coming up the trail, and told her what happened. And she happened to be a ridge runner for the local Appalachian Trail Club there. And I told her what happened and decided, well, maybe I should go out with her. Well, just as I was talking to her, a fella that I had seen the night before, he stayed at the shelter that I stayed at the night before. He came down the trail. He stopped and we were talking to him. I told him what happened, and asked him if he was going down to that trail, or to the shelter, which he was, and he knew who I was talking about, Franz. He knew Franz, so I asked him to tell Franz what had happened, and so he took off, and eventually Franz was told what happened. Anyway, the nice lady, I forget her name, unfortunately, at this point, but we went back up to that side trail and down to the parking lot, and I'm glad I didn't take it because it was a very sketchy trail, very steep, very rocky, very slippery, with a kind of a creek right down the middle of it. So it was, and I could only use one hand, so I only had one pole. She was carrying my other pole. And it was like 1.5 miles down or so to the parking lot. Anyway, she took me down to an urgent care, and they wouldn't take my Medicare insurance. So she took me into Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I asked her to take me to, a restaurant, and I'll call Carissa. And so anyway, we ended up taking me to an IHOP that was right close to a highway that Carissa would be taking, and Carissa was about 2 hours away from where I was. And so she took me to IHOP. I called Carissa. Carissa, for some reason, didn't have a glass of wine that night. She actually had a couple cups of coffee right before I called her. So she got in the car and came up to the IHOP and picked me up. And while I was waiting for her, I had a nice IHOP breakfast for dinner. And since I could only use one hand, I had a nice omelet and lots of coffee. And Carissa took me home. You'll see in the next part of the video, we got to Carissa's home about 11 o'clock that night. And I didn't want to go to the emergency room at 11 o'clock at night. God, who knows when I'd get out of there. So we went to bed. She took me down there in the morning, and the rest of it is history. I'm sitting here at home and getting ready to get back on the trail. And I'll catch you later. Bye. Well, here's an extension of day 33. I'm in the Raisin hospital emergency room, waiting for someone to look at my elbow, primarily my elbow. Carissa picked me up in Harrisburg last night, and by the time we got home, I didn't want to come to the hospital and spend all those hours from 11 o'clock till whenever. So anyway, she dropped me off this morning. I'm just waiting for folks. The biggest problem is the flexion and extension of my left elbow. Hurts like crazy. Hand is swollen. Everything's kind of on the left side is sore, stiff. Anyway, that's it. I'll keep you posted. Okay, here's the update on the update. I'm at Carissa's house. Went to the hospital this morning. They took x-rays and examined the arm. There's no apparent breaks, which is good. There could be a hairline fracture in the elbow, which would not be good, but they can't tell the x-rays. I guess the way the elbow is formed, it's extremely difficult to find hairline cracks. So they put me in a sling for at least 1 week, and if I feel any pain in a week, then I have to follow up with my ortho, and they'll do an MRI and to see, if there's anything going on with the soft tissue, ligaments and tendons and things like that, that the x-ray here in Raisin wouldn't show. So I'm in a sling for at least a week. Worst case scenario would be 4 weeks. If it was a hairline fracture, it could be 4 weeks in the elbow, according to the doctor. So anyway, just that's it. I'm going home by train tomorrow. Chris is going to take me to the train station in DC, and for a whopping $22, I can get all the way to Lynchburg, where Patty will pick me up tomorrow at noon. It's $22 for a seat and 3 hours and 40 minutes. So it's a lot better than Carissa driving me or, renting a car or anything like that. Anyway, so that's what's going on. I talked to Franz and explained what was going on, and hopefully things will get better and I'll get back on trail and I'll catch Franz because we like hiking together. Somewhere in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, whenever. And then maybe I could just retrace that section sometime in the future, the section that I missed. Anyway, that's it. I'm signing off for the day 33, and then the next time it'll be day whatever, and I'll try to figure that out. Hope things are well with you. Bye. Good morning, everybody. I'm on the train in DC and heading home for a bit until the elbow gets healed. I'll catch you later. Hello, everybody. Well, it's the April 30th, Thursday. I'm back almost on the trail, and there he is. Say hi. After my fall on Mother's Day, boogered up my left arm, and I had to take a couple weeks off. So I went back to the lake and recuperated there. And yesterday I rented a car in Lynchburg, went up to Chris's house, spent the night with her, which is always fun because she always orders Chinese. And then today drove up to New Jersey, to Hamburg, New Jersey, to turn in the car. And the folks at Enterprise were kind enough to bring me up to Unionville, New York, which is like a 20-minute drive, 13 miles or so. Anyway, here I am. We're Franz and I are just, mostly me, I had a tent and actually 2 supply boxes. I only picked up one, packing it, put it in the pack, and here in a few minutes we'll hit the trail, and there's what is it, 5.6 miles? 5.5 miles.
Something like that.
Yeah, about 5.5 miles to a shelter where we're going to spend the night. So I will catch up with you, and I have no idea, the 12th to 30th, however many days it is. I'm not doing math right now, but I will catch up to you later. Bye. This is a National Wildlife Refuge. We just, Trail Angel house, just right on the next property here. Well, you can see their shed over there, but they had water that they offered. It was on the Far Out app that I have. She posted that if you're thirsty, they provide water. There's also a place where you could charge things under their carport, and they had a little fridge with had some cans of beer and Sprite, which I had, and Coca-Cola, free of charge, and a logbook, which we said thank you. But the trail provided. It was a very kind thing for the people to do, and the Sprite was delicious.
About 15 years. It's been very...
Well, there's my new tent setup. We're at the shelter. Actually, the shelter's down here. A bunch of us are just up here on the ridge, setting up our tents. There's a real nice sunset going down now. And that's the new tent. It'll be interesting. It's supposed to get a little down in the 40s tonight. I'll let you know how it is. But today is the first day back on the trail. And so far, so good. My legs are tired after 2 weeks of not doing anything, but I feel really good. The shoulder's a little sore. The hand, wrist, elbow feel fine. My shoulder, using the trekking poles, tired my shoulder out, but not hurting really. Anyway, that's it. Good night. I'll talk to you in the morning.